welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. It's Fiona here and this is my weekly weigh-in update. Now before I get into it, I want to say a huge sorry for not putting any other videos up this week. Thank you, Willa. I've been super duper busy with the kids being on holiday and with my mum being here all week. However, my mum's away now and the kids are back at school next week. So, Willa, really? Sorry about that. Willa decided she wanted to make room for herself on the couch, even though me, Molly and Clyde are already here. Are we all sorted now? Oh, Clyde's now got down. Anyway, as I was saying, with the kids being back at school next week, I won't be a taxi driver anymore and I will get my YouTube room back because they basically hibernate in here when it's holiday time. They just sit in here with their head on their phones or watching the telly or reading a book or whatever, and I don't get a chance to come in here. So hopefully there will be some more videos next week, but I'll talk about that later on. So yes, I was very, very busy. Let me take you through my week. So on Thursday last week, I told you when I did my update that I was on my way out with my mum and Brooke for a girly day. It actually turned out to be a girly and daddy day because my dad decided he wanted to come as well, which was fine because my dad's great when we go shopping. He was keeping Brooke busy and he just sits down when he's had enough and lets us do our thing. So we went to the House of Darach for breakfast, which was lovely. I didn't vlog because I really just wanted to be in the moment with the family. However, if I go back, I will definitely vlog it because it is a gorgeous place. The service was amazing. The people were all lovely. They had some really nice little bits and pieces, really quite unusual things. Loads of different signs and quotes, which I love. And the food, oh my goodness, the food was amazing. I'm not going to tell you what I had, however, it was a lot of carbs and there was definitely cake involved. So yeah, I did say that it would probably be off plan and it was. So after we went for breakfast, we went into Clydebank shopping and just got a couple of bits and pieces. I didn't get anything major, nothing worth showing you. I got a couple of clothes for Brooke out of Primark, but they're already hanging up, so yeah. It was nothing exciting, so nothing to show you from that. And we were out all blooming day. We basically just made it time. We basically just made it back in time to drop Brooke at her drama at 4 o'clock. And I came home and thankfully my mum and dad went and picked her up at 7 o'clock because I could not have moved again. I was exhausted. It was a very busy day. However, I had been planning to get back on track food-wise after my breakfast, but we had been so busy the rest of the day and I'd eaten so much in the morning that I hadn't even thought about eating while we were out. But when we came back, I thought, right, okay, I am going to stick to what I had planned. I had sausages, you know, the Heck pork sausages, they're fine, they're quite low in carbs. So I was planning to have them and some mushrooms and onion for my dinner. However, my mum then appeared with some chocolate that I hadn't tried before. Naughty mummy! And it was the, now Cadbury's do a twirl. Do you know they do an orange version of a twirl? Oh yes they do! Wow! It was amazing. Yes, I did eat it. And she also brought me in the Aero Bliss sweets, you know, because I'd never tried them. I know they've been out for ages, but I'd never tried them. So I thought, well, okay, today I'm going to have some chocolate. I had that this morning. So what I did was, with my beans and, no, with my, I just gave it away there. Oh, with my sausages and my mushrooms, I decided to have some beans. And no, that's not very exciting to you people out there on Slimming World because they are free. However, you can't have baked beans on keto. And I had been watching Tracy, the Mad Scots lass, her Meals of the Week video, and she had cheesy beans on toast and it so put me in the mood for cheesy beans. So along with my sausages and mushrooms, I had some cheesy beans and it was lovely. So it wasn't too off plan. However, I did then eat the chocolate, so it was very off plan. But that was Thursday and I thought, okay, it's only one day out of 7, it's fine. So the next day was Friday. I was exhausted, I could hardly move. Come on then, Molly. Up you come. Yay, here's Molly, everybody. Hello everybody. Hello. Hello. So the next day was Friday. I got back on track. I had bits and pieces to do in the house, and I had bits and pieces to do with the girls, ferrying them here, there and everywhere. But I was totally back on track with my eating, no problem. I stuck to my intermittent fasting, no problem. In fact, I stuck to my intermittent fasting. The limelight is mine, girl, the limelight is mine. It's not Maurie's, it's mine. I stuck to my intermittent fasting all week, even on the Thursday. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to break my fast early or not, but by the time I went and got my B12 injection and then we got there, it was 10:30 before we got our breakfast anyway, so it was fine. And so yeah, Friday was completely on track food-wise. Saturday, we were at Still Game Live. Me and Abby were at the Hydro to see Still Game Live. It was amazing. I had heard mixed reviews about it. I wasn't really sure what I was going to think about it, but it was amazing. Unfortunately, it's finished now, so if you had been thinking about going to see it, it's too late. What I will say is, if they do bring it out on DVD, and I really hope they do, if you know and like Still Game, definitely get it and watch it. It was brilliant. Very quickly, I'll tell you, for people who do know Still Game and maybe would have liked to see it, the very last ever episode of Still Game, most of the characters died. Now, not in a horrible, traumatic way. It basically just made it sure that it was the last ever episode by every character was doing their own thing and they just faded away out of the scene. And it was really clever the way they did it. Sorry about that, I got a phone call. So yeah, they basically pretty much all died. So I wasn't sure where they were going to go with the stage show, but what they did was, it was a bit like an epilogue in a book. It told the story of what happened after they all died. Now, most of them went to heaven, a couple of them went to hell, and the whole show was basically the ones who were going to heaven. It was their journey there and then actually getting in the gates. And every character was in it, including some characters from Chewing the Fat, if anybody used to watch Chewing the Fat. But every character was in it. Methadone Mick was Jesus, and he was brilliant. And the couple who didn't make it to heaven, they were in hell, so it went between the two. The way they did it was amazing. The scenery, the settings, the costumes were all brilliant. There was some musical numbers in there. It was just amazing. And in the end, they all made it into heaven, even the ones who went to hell. It was brilliant. It was really, really good. Brilliant show. And I don't worry about giving you spoilers because it's finished now. When we went in, there was an elderly lady sitting beside where we were in a wee electric scooter, because obviously I have to sit in the disabled bit. And as soon as we went there, she asked Abby if she would open her water bottle for her. And I thought, oh, this is a wee lady on her own, she's going to be lonely, oh. And I always end up attracting people like that. So she was blethering to me all the way before it started, and I thought, please don't talk to me through the show. I don't mind talking to you during the show because you're lovely, but don't talk to me during the show. And I didn't need to worry. She slept through most of the show. Poor lady. You just see her going like that all the time. But yeah, it was a fantastic show. Anyway, what I did was I broke my fast before we went out, and then I didn't have anything except a Diet Iron Brew when we were there. Then after it, we went to the McDonald's in Dumbarton, not the one that we went to the last time. We got a McDonald's. I had a bunless burger, which was lovely and very on plan. And then we had to go to Asda to get all the shopping. So by the time we'd got in from doing all that, I was knackered again, and it was too late for me to eat anything else, which was fine because I wasn't hungry anyway. So I stuck to my intermittent fasting then. On the Sunday, I had another quietish day, just doing bits and pieces around the house. Brooke went horse riding. What else? Oh, it was Willa's birthday on Sunday. Now, Willa's only been with us a few months, but it was her third birthday. Obviously, our first birthday here with us, so we did get a little cake to celebrate. I shall put that clip in now. Is it Willa's happy birthday? Three. She's 3. Yep, that's them all 3 today. Well, not all 3 today, but they'll all be 3. Hey, Nana. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Willa. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! Blow them out. Hey.
So nice to get your cake. Take it, guys. Good girl. Real my birthday. Oh.
It's Willa, big 3. It's Willa, big 3.
Oh, she's saying it's me again.
My turn.
Yay.
Whose birthday cake is that?
Yay! Yeah, so it was Willa's birthday. It was nice. And I think that was... Oh, I made a nice dinner on Sunday. I made as close as I get to a Sunday roast. It was basically a garlic butter spatchcock out of Asda, and it was basically a full spatchcock that was kind of splayed out like that. And it had garlic butter in it that you just put in the oven. Along with that, I made some lovely bacon Brussels sprouts. So I had some Brussels sprouts which I chopped in half, and I put them in a bowl, added some bacon lardons, added some bacon lardons and some garlic olive oil, mixed it all together, popped it in a baking dish and put that in the oven while the spatchcock was cooking. And then when they were all nearly ready, I just added some Parmesan cheese to all the Brussels sprouts, and oh, it was delicious. It was a really, really nice on-plan dinner, so I was happy with that. Then on Monday, I went out again with my mum. She's such a bad influence, my mother. We went to B&Q and a couple of other places because Jack was working so hard in the living room last week, getting it all redecorated, and it's nearly done. And I just needed to get my lights and a couple of bits and pieces. So my mum came with me to B&Q. We got a couple of really nice lights, well, at least I like them. Thankfully, I was absolutely skint, and my lovely mum was kind enough to buy our lights for us. She'd already bought the flooring for us as well, but she bought my lights, and also I got a couple of throws for the couches. I got some nice cushions, and just little bits and pieces like that. Little finishing touches, if you like, and it's almost finished now. I'm just waiting for Jack to do the lights and a couple of other finishing touches, and then I will show you all. No, then I will show all of you it. Then you'll see it. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's what we did on Monday, but again, we were out all day. I was exhausted by the time we got back, and Brooke still had her drama. Thankfully, my mum and dad took her, and they just went for some dinner while they were waiting for her to finish. So I was so glad to have my mum here this week. Although it was a very busy week and I was on the go constantly, she helped me out so much, her and my dad. It was amazing. Yeah, that's the lovely Granny Annie that you all know and love. So yeah, on Monday, I can't remember what I made for dinner, but it was nice and it was on plan. I had it organised. Oh, it was just the mozzarella and bacon chicken that you get from Asda. It's basically chicken breast with mozzarella and bacon wrapped around it. Rather stretching out there and using a cushion as his pillow. Yeah, and it was ready just to shove in the oven. So I just had that with some spring greens and mushrooms. So yep, another on-plan, easy dinner. It was good. And I was planning to have a nice chaffle for my supper, but I was too full for my dinner, so I didn't have anything. And then Tuesday, I got up with a really sore back, and I don't know if it was because I had swept the living room floor on Monday. I don't know if I'd maybe moved the wrong way, or if it was just because I had been so busy, but I've had a bad back for years. It's basically Abby's fault. When I was pregnant with Abby, she's 15 now, but when I was pregnant with her, when I was 12 weeks pregnant, I bent down to put my socks on and did my back in, and spent the rest of my pregnancy on crutches. And ever since then, my back has been really, really dodgy. The last time I had a really bad attack of back pain was when Brooke was just a toddler. She'd got herself covered in goodness knows what when we were out and about. I think it was juice when we were out and about. So I had bought a new outfit, took her into the changing area in Asda to get her changed, but she was wriggling, and when I went like that to take her down, she sort of jumped at the same time and put my back out, and I was in my bed for a while with that. Well, not just in my bed, but you know what I mean, I was out of action. So I'm used to having a bad back, but it's not happened for a while. So when I got up with a bad back, I was like, oh no, because I had been planning to make some nice food with my mum and things like that, and it didn't happen. But you know, the advice when you've got a bad back is to stay as active as possible, try not to sit too long, be upright wherever you can.
That's hard for you.
That is hard for me, Brooke. Being in a wheelchair, I sit down 99% of the day. So yeah, it's been really tough for me. Basically what I've ended up doing the last couple of days is going between sitting and lying on my bed for a while, just to be able to stretch out. And yeah, it's basically when I'm lying down and I'm stretched out, it gets a lot easier. So once the pain eases off, I get up and I sit back in my chair or on the couch or whatever. So yeah, that's been a bit of a pain the last couple of days, but it hasn't put me off. I have stayed on track. And what did I have for dinner last night? It was another easy one, because it was sausages last night. I had sausages with mushrooms and chips, made from Swede, of course. So it was another dead easy dinner, and it was dead on plan, and I was so happy. And I did have my truffles last night, and the night before I have perfected my sweet truffles. I had chocolate mint ones the other night, and I had chocolate caramel ones last night, and Brooke's trying to distract me again.
No, I don't.
So yeah, and basically with my sweet truffles, what I do is I get a lot of clotted cream, and I heat up my truffle and put the clotted cream all over it. Oh, it's just so nice, so filling. Now I say it's for my supper, but it's finished by 6:30 at night, because that's when I start my fasting period. But having that really tides me over until it's time to break my fast again the next day. And while I was eating my truffle last night, what did we watch, Brooke?
The Shining.
The Shining. Yeah, so basically last night a trailer came on the telly for Dr. Sleep, and I said to Brooke, oh, that's the sequel to The Shining. And she went, oh, I've never seen The Shining. And I was like, whoa, no way, you've never seen The Shining? So it just so happens that the original Shining, the Jack Nicholson one, the best one, was on Now TV. So I put that on and we sat and watched it, didn't we, Brooke?
Yes.
Come and tell everybody what you thought.
It was great but scary. Oh, look at my eyes.
Never mind your eyes. Yeah, so it was great but scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we sat with the curtains closed and the lights off, didn't we?
Yeah.
And what did Dad keep doing?
Kept scaring me. And Dad, who was working out in the hall, taking like the wallpaper down and stuff, kept putting his face round the door and shouting, "Here's Johnny!"
He was cruel, wasn't he?
It was a shame that he did it the last time too late.
Yeah.
Because the last time he did it, it was after the Here's Johnny bit.
It was really the only bit that you knew about in the film, wasn't it?
And Red Drum.
And Red Drum. But yeah, we really enjoyed it, didn't we? I hadn't watched it for ages and ages, and I actually forgot how scary it was until I was watching it through Brooke's eyes, and I thought, that is actually quite scary. So we're looking forward to Dr. Sleep coming out now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what we did last night. So that has been my week. Now, I am going to tell you how I got on this week.
Can I go out?
Wait a minute. You can't go yet, because this little menace last week laughed at me for my picture on my whiteboard and my voice of the whiteboard. So guess what? This week Brooke has drawn my picture on the whiteboard, and Brooke's going to be the voice of the whiteboard.
No!
Yeah. So,
I haven't practiced.
the picture that I got Brooke to draw on the whiteboard this week is a smiley face. We're happy this week, aren't we, Brooke? Right, Brooke?
No,
I mean, right, whiteboard, tell everybody how I got on this week.
No.
Come on. You need to do it. You laughed at me last week, so it's your turn. Okay, Mr. Whiteboard, how did I get on this week?
Mister, seriously?
Okay, Miss Whiteboard, how did I get on this week?
This week you've lost 1.2 pounds.
Yay! I lost 1.2 pounds. Yay! I'm so happy. I was off plan last Thursday, but I was back on plan the rest of the week. I did my intermittent fasting all week and I lost 1.2 pounds. Yay!
You embarrass me so much.
I know, you're my daughter, I'm your mother, that's my job. Thank you for your part, Brooke. Now bugger off. Right, so last week I was 140 pounds exactly, and this week when I stepped on the scales I was 138.8 pounds, which means I lost 1.2 pounds. I was very happy with that. I wasn't sure what I was going to get this week. I have been feeling a bit slimmer, not quite as bloated, but although I have eaten properly on plan, I've not really eaten the best, as in I've had my main meals, but other than that I've been drinking a lot of creamy coffee again, but obviously it's not done me any harm. When we were out at B&Q and not Home Bargains, B&M's and things the other day, Clyde, don't start, I'm nearly finished. Clyde wants his seat back from Muller. We also nipped into TK Maxx and I managed to get my favourite ever skinny syrup, which is the salted caramel. So I've had a lot of iced coffees with a salted caramel Jordan skinny syrup. Oh, so good. So yeah, because I've been so busy, I've had proper main meals, but I've pretty much snacked on cheese or creamy coffees. But it's not done me any harm and I felt good for it, so that's all that matters. Like I said, next week the kids are back at school. I don't like the early mornings.
I saw that.
I don't like the early mornings, but I do like having my routine back, having my room back. I will hopefully get more videos done. I'm going to try to film my Asda haul on Sunday. I've got an Asda delivery coming, and I'm going to try and finally get the second part of my keto success on the keto diet filmed. And I don't know whether to do what I eat in a day. I don't know how much you like it, because obviously a lot of you are not on the keto diet. I don't know if it does you harm more than good or whatever, but let me know. Please let me know some ideas that you might have for videos for me. I have got a few ideas in my head, but I'm trying to keep a lot of them for Vlogmas, because I am obviously going to need a lot of ideas then. So yeah, if there's anything that you want to see on my channel, please just let me know in the comments below, or send me an email or a private message on Instagram. All the details are in the description box below. I would normally be putting a Woof Woof box review on here around this time. However, I have cancelled the Woof Woof box because I just didn't feel we were getting value for money out of it. The dogs were destroying the toys. The treats were good, but don't go very far, split between 4 dogs, and it just wasn't worth the money for us. I'm not saying it's not worth it for other people who have dogs who don't destroy toys, and maybe who only have 1 dog. Plus I didn't know where else to get the treats that came in the box, because they didn't give you any information like that, which was a shame. So I've cancelled that, but I have ordered another box which should be here soon, and I will hopefully be opening that with Abby when it comes, because it's a beauty box and you know what I'm like with beauty. So yeah, we will find out all about that when it arrives. Uh-oh! The dogs are about to go nuts. I think there's someone outside, so I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much for listening to me rambling again. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and remember to hit that wee bell so that you get a notification every time I put a video up. Here's Willa. Oh, hello. And please give me a comment in the comment boxes below. I love to hear from you all. Let me know how you're all getting on. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Say bye, Brooke.
Bye.
Bye!